We are live. Hey, everybody. What's going on? Welcome to Lindy's Treehouse. I'm Paramount USA. How's everybody doing out there on this cold, snowy night? I know a lot of y'all been getting some snow over there. I thought I'd share all the snow. So that's my gift to you because we have so much up here that I thought I would just share it all with you guys. I can't believe it's Thursday already. I'm just like, wow. Thursday. I mean, the weeks are going so freaking fast. Life is going really fast. Hi, Tony, Mr. Vegas in the house, and Bill H. What's going on, guys? Thank you so much for climbing up the treehouse and hanging with Paramount USA. And Scooby Doo's in the house. Scooby's got a wrench. He's the best. He's the best. And Scuba says a lot. First time I've ever shoveled snow. I thought that was so cool. I heard I didn't get up to like almost 9 o'clock this morning. And I heard my phone go ding, and I'm like, well, I better check and see what's going on. And I got on my YouTube and yeah, Scuba had his little, you guys got to check it out. His snow video there with his the camera, whatever you call that camera. I thought that was really cool, Scuba, that you've been doing that. I was like, how cute is this? Yeah, you got a lot of snow. You got a lot of snow. I'm glad I could share it. Holy moly. But I'm just amazed that I started this stream last summer. I mean, who would have guessed, right? A year ago, if somebody would have said, hey, you should do a podcast, I'd be like, yeah, right. I'm not going to do no podcast. And look at me now. And look at all you guys. I really appreciate my para peeps and all the people that come in every week and sit and, and put up with my shenanigans every Thursday and get in the chat. And I just love it. Like we all just kind of follow each other. And I think that it's great because I always say it's not a competition. And I'm always happy to see people succeed. And that's why I love you all. You are my para family. And that's why we all kind of hang out together. And I'm just super happy that you're here tonight. I have to have my water and all that stuff. Yeah, I'm getting tired of the snow. Yeah, you got to be careful shoveling snow. But seeing that I live in an apartment, I don't have to worry about shoveling snow or cutting grass or any of that stuff. I just worry about getting my butt out the door, and doing stuff and walking to the bay in the summer, my favorite time. So I'm absolutely looking forward to that. And what else is going on? Let's see. You guys got to check out Danny Williamson he had his own little live stream going today. He was driving to Taco Bell, and so I was chatting with him for a bit. I'm retired, so YouTube's my friend, and I'm just learning a lot from everybody. Hi, Angela, love you, girl. Thanks for climbing up the treehouse tonight. I'm super excited about tonight because we have Thankful Thursday, and also it is called Thankful Thursday and Motivational Thursday. So we are going to talk tonight about motivation because we all need to be motivated. And I think with the way the weather is and everything, stuck inside, we want to keep ourselves motivated, but in a good way. So I thought motivation would be a good subject tonight for y'all. And what else is going on? Next Thursday is already my last show of the month, and y'all I'm gonna remind you, but y'all gotta stop in because Sean Nasfer, the kiting king, is going to be my guest next Thursday. So far, I'll keep my fingers crossed. But yeah, he so graciously said that he would be a guest on the show. So yeah, we're going to see Sean next week. I haven't really chatted with him since paragliding talk. So because we used to do the after shows with Robert and everything. It was always super fun. And we always had some really cool conversations. And so yeah, so Sean will be in the house in the studio with me next week. And next month, yeah, I got a pretty good month lined up, but that's a secret. So, but yeah, we got Sean next week. So you guys mark it on your calendar. Make sure you're here and have your questions ready for him. And he loves to talk, and I want to hear all about more stuff about kiting and all that too. So I'm really looking forward to it. And I appreciate, yeah. Tony says, how's Sean doing? He was the dreadlock hair guy, right? Yeah, Tony, that's him. Yeah, he was pleasantly surprised. Once in a while, I'll DM him to see what, how he is and stuff. But yeah, so I thought I'd ask him if he wanted to be on the show. So he said, sure. So I got him lined up next Thursday. And I know the following, y'all going to be at the fly-in, right? At Fly for Gauge the following week, that Thursday, right? You guys are all going to be. What are the dates again? Fly for Gauge, because I'm deciding. Tony says, "How dare Bushwhacker go live during your show, Linda?" Oh my God. I forgot about that. Wait a minute, who's Bushwhacker? How dare Bushwhacker go live during your show? Who's Bushwhacker? Yeah, that is. I'm sorry if I'm like, whoop, if it went over my head. What are you talking about, Tony? Oh, Dave Ruff. Oh my goodness. Dave Ruff. Yeah, I met him once. I met him in person. That was 2018. I went to the farm. Yeah, because Dave Ruff has his farm and everything. Yeah, trike flyer. That's right. Yep, I know who it is. Yeah, I met him 2018. When I was still in Arizona, I drove to it was called Gold Canyon. And I have some friends that live in a retirement community over there. Beautiful area. Well, about 30 minutes from where they lived was the Renaissance Center. So Renaissance Festival. Sorry, I'm thinking Renaissance Center here. The Renaissance Festival was there. So I knew Dave I messaged him and I knew he'd be working that day with his bow and arrows and stuff. So yeah. So I thought, well, that'd be cool. So I went up. Yeah, I went to the Renaissance Festival and met up with Dave. Had a nice conversation. We were supposed to do lunch, but he was super busy. So yeah, Tony. Let's see. I'm looking at here. Tony says I met him at Flying Circus the first year. Great guy. Yeah, he is. And Tony said, my first year at Flying Circus. Yeah, how was that? I wanted to get Robert on the show, and I'm still trying. I'm working on him. I'm working on Robert to be on the show so that he can talk about. Did you guys all catch his video? Because he did some paramoting. I watched his video. It was cute. I'm so proud of him. So he's getting pretty good at it. Because I remember for the longest time, he'd want nothing to do with paramoting. And now, look he went to Flying Circus and he paramoted. So, Tony, were there, was there a lot of people at Flying Circus? Because I couldn't tell. They only stayed one night. and then, had to be back home Saturday. The kids, and they were all tired out. So, but yeah, they were at the gun. They went to the shooting range, and because you said your brother was there, and maybe next year, Yeah, there was a lot. It looks like a lot of fun. In fact, the year, like when I met Dave, first time I met Dave Rupp, he invited me to Flying Circus, and it was kind of cute. And I couldn't imagine, spending the weekend with him. I had just met him and everything, but he wanted me to come to Flying Circus and spend some time with them or whatever. But I didn't, and he was kind of upset with me that I didn't go. But anyway, Scuba says Shane was going to come to Spring Wing, but it's the same time as Bad Apples, and he won't miss that. Oh, wow. Yeah, I guess you can't be everywhere, right? Hi, Shaney, if you're listening. Hope you're doing okay, dude. I pray for you every day. So I just want to let you know, Shaney, that you're always in my prayers. I'm glad you got to go, Tony. Was that your first time, right? That you got to go to the Flying Circus? Your third year. Oh, wow. Okay. I had no idea. And Bill H. said Bad Apples is 11 hours east of me. Okay. Yeah, that's right. There's quite a few. I'm looking on seeing on Facebook. There's quite a few fly-ins coming up next year, or this year. Already in this year. They're already, setting everything up for fall time. So there was actually something on Facebook that in Arizona that somebody put on one on Arizona, the Cave Creek neighborhood thing, whatever. And Cave Creek, Arizona was my old stomping grounds, but they have a website, and somebody had a picture of a paramotor flying, and she was questioning who maybe it might have been, because they were doing, she said they were doing acrobatics, but it was probably doing wingovers. And so they were asking who it could be. So I screenshot the picture and I sent it to Brad Roper and a couple other people to see if they knew who it was. So that's how, that's what we do. So 11 hours, that's commitment. That's a whole day of driving. Well, just like Robert, driving from San Diego to Arizona, that's a whole day too. A full day of driving. Hey, Will Fly, welcome. Welcome. I'm glad you're here. I haven't heard from Walter. I haven't seen him in a while. I didn't see him in any of the shows this past week. I think David Wolf and Gorilla, that's going to be a great stream, great podcast. I'm pretty excited about those guys. And that was kind of cool how we just it's like we all got on the same bus after we got done with Shaney's show and went over, scooted over to the next stream. And I think Dave was pleasantly surprised that we were all there. But that's what we do, right? We all support each other. So how's everybody doing? Do y'all have a good week? Mine was so far so good. I'm very blessed every day, with my health and all that good stuff. Because, you get my age, you're like, you start thinking about things like, man. But I'm just blessed that, I've come this far, and I'm with you guys every Thursday, and I just love what I do, and I love entertaining and all that. And so I'm just glad that you're all here. But it is Thankful Thursday, and it's also Motivational Thursday. So we're going to do the show on motivation. Tony said Wolf went from full-blown Papa Smurf with that beard back to looking like Jeff Gordon again. Yeah, he did, huh? I think it looks better like that than with the beard. Sorry, David. That's just my opinion, but it's pretty cool. He looked great. He really did. And so did So did Gorilla. Rick looked really good. I think he lost a lot of weight too in the last few years. I'm excited for them. I think their show's going to really, because he was saying they're going to have prizes and all that. Let's see. Scuba said probably back to driving to work tomorrow. Roads look fine now. Yeah, well, just be careful. Yeah, I haven't really went anywhere. Maybe on the weekends, my daughter-in-law comes and gets me, and we do shopping or whatever. But like I said, I got my nice bus that buses me around, my little shuttle bus, if I need to get anywhere. So there's no reason to worry about driving, and there was no reason to have a car. Get a car, because why have the extra payment if I don't have to? And all that stuff. So Tony says Gorilla is a great dude. No BS with that guy. Just saying. Nope. He's very professional. Very professional. I have so much respect for him. Real quick, guys, let's give a shout out and prayers for JT. I messaged his wife today to see how he's doing, and he's on a ventilator, right? He's on a ventilator right now. He's doing better, but they're still finding blood and where it shouldn't be. So let's keep some prayers for JT. Just keep him in your prayers. Because we love him, and that poor guy, he's fighting right now. He really is. I feel so bad. Yeah, he was. Actually, he did go home, and then he kind of went backwards, as the saying goes, and he had to go back in the hospital. And they still can't, I don't get it. They still can't figure out what's going on. And his wife is a sweetheart. And so I always check on, just prayers, lots of prayers for JT. And I want to say hi to JD and Eric if they're listening. And I think she's visiting her parents. They're hanging out in Arizona. So Benson, Arizona, that's another one of my old stomping grounds there. So God bless them. And I hope you're enjoying your time with their family and everything, you guys. I love you bunches. So we're going to get down to business, everybody. And I just want to let you know that I was telling everybody that I got Sean Natsford is going to be my guest next Thursday. So hi Scott, what's going on, Scotty man, Mr. French Fry? Welcome. Glad you could join us tonight in Lindy's Treehouse. I'm Paramount USA. I'm so glad everybody's here. I'm super stoked. I know I sit in my chair and I can't sit still. I have to, I get so excited. And I don't know. I don't think anybody messaged me or my phone ding, but So yeah, so y'all be here next Thursday because Sean's going to be in the house. And he's yep. She got her cat treat. So you know what happens when I give her a cat treat. She chills. Scott says, went to get vapes and pizza and had to get the garbage before I sit down and join in. Well, there you go. I'm so happy you're here. Welcome. Welcome, Scotty. Welcome all my chatters. Like I said, I just love that we all just kind of follow each other around on all the streams. And I always enjoy Scooby-Doo and lovely Munchkin. Hi, Munchkin. I love you. I always enjoy their show on Friday nights. And it's so much fun. And I know, Angela, I miss Kramer, Miss Gypsy. She got a second job. Actually, I think she works like 3 jobs. But this one, she works nights. But she's doing okay. She's working her butt off as usual. And, she's trying to retire, but gosh, you got trying to get all that Social Security and everything else. It's like, who knows? But yeah, she's doing okay. I message her almost every other day. And thanks for asking. And Michelle is also working. She's went back to work. She hurt her foot and all that. So my little thumper, she went back to work. So she's on nights. She works nighttime too. So yeah, I lost both my co-hosts. So I'm taking applications if anybody wants to be a co-host, or if you just want to hang with me and some nights in the studio. You're welcome to. Scott said last I heard she was driving construction equipment. Yeah, she is construction equipment at night. Yeah, that she is doing that. I know I miss her too, and I always tell her, and both my girls, I always text them, message them during the week, and yeah, Angela, have you heard from Walter? I haven't seen him in the chats lately. When I go on the other shows and everything, I don't see Sugar. I don't hear from Sugar in the chats or nothing. Just wondering if he's okay. If you had heard from him, Angela. So anyway, yeah, we got Sean next week. So make sure you put that on your calendar. Let's see. Will, what is the what are the dates again for the Flying for Gage? Because I don't know if I'm going to do a show that night. Tony says Walter is like Will Fly. He don't get up before noon. I get up between 9 and 9. I usually get up between 8:30 and 9 o'clock in the morning. Okay, March 6th to the 9th. So I'm contemplating if I should do thank you guys. Thank you, Angela. If I should do a show that night, because you're all going to be Will Fly with Sean Natzler, the kiting king. They used to be out with Robert's show. He used to co-host with Robert on Paragliding Talk. Yeah, Sean. Yep. Yeah, Sean. That's right, Angela. Yep. I'm excited. I'm really excited to hear from him. I like Paragliding Talk. We'd have the after shows and we'd all hang out. And yeah, I miss him. So he's a cool dude. He always has some great conversations. So make sure that you all join in the chat next Thursday. So far so good. I'm keeping my fingers crossed. But I did message him a couple days ago, and he said that and he said that he would be more than happy to be on the show. So yeah, Sean is. He is. And he loves to talk. So it's going to be a great one. And just shout out to Joe Adele, if you're listening, Adele. I appreciate you being the guest last week. That was fun. That was super fun. But yeah, I'm totally lost without my co-host. Danny Williamson had his little live stream today. He was driving a Taco Bell, and that was really cute. And I told him to jump in the chat. And I think Danny would make a good co-host. I think because he's very personable and everything. So we'll see. Maybe I can get him in here to be a co-host every week. Every Thursday or whatever. Danny, he's a cool kid. And so we'll see. We'll see. I'll just have to keep asking him about it. So we're going to talk motivation. Tony said, does anybody know what happened to Dell? Not that I really care, but curious. I see him on Facebook every once in a while. I don't comment anything, but I see him on my Facebook. Most of the time, if I see him on Facebook, whatever, it's about politics, commenting and saying something about politics. So I don't get into that much on Facebook, you guys. But yeah, I don't know. I guess he's doing okay, but I'm just super excited to have y'all here tonight. I'm super excited for the year coming up. Just being here and being with all of you guys on Thursday nights, it keeps me motivated, keeps me busy. And that's why I thought tonight would be a good subject to talk about motivation. I thought I'll read something really quick here too, that just to start the show. Scuba said he moved to the Philippines, I think, to avoid the law. Yeah, who knows, right? Who knows? Gosh. Okay, I'm looking through my notes, you guys. Okay, so we're gonna start. I'll start the show first about. Do you guys ever like? Sometimes you do stuff and then because I'm trying to, I keep the show light and happy, and I want everybody to go home, feeling go home or whatever from the treehouse, feeling good about themselves and everything. That's what my show's all about inspiring other people and inspiring people like my age that can do live streams if they want, that it's really not that hard. A lot of people my age don't do it because they're scared and they don't know how to do some of the computer stuff. But anyway, so do you ever do stuff during the day or whatever, and you're like, you'll do something silly or say something silly, and then do you ever laugh at yourself? How many people in the chat do you laugh at yourself? Scuba says, well, Flat Top is no more, so he can go brag in a language they don't understand. Yep. Tony says, anyone see a tall ginger? That's way into himself. So you guys, do you ever like do something? You just you have to laugh at yourself. I know I do. Sometimes I'll say thing or do something and I'm like, or my sister will bring something up that I did and I'll just start laughing. Like, I can't believe I did that. That was so stupid. I can't believe I did that. And I just laugh it off or just laugh at myself. Do y'all do that? Because that's real healthy. It's really healthy to laugh at yourself sometimes. Don't take yourself too serious because life's too short. See, Tony said, always laughing at myself because I'm damn funny. That's just you are, Mr. Vegas. You are dang funny. And Scuba says, I try not to look for my phone if it's in my hand. Oh, yeah. Oh, it's okay. I was walking around the house looking for my glasses. Guess where they were? Guess where my glasses were? On my face. On my face. Seriously. I was like, oh my God. Yeah. Yeah. And so there you go. I had to laugh at myself. Scott says, I laugh at stupid stuff that pops in my head. Like, where the hell did that thought come from? Oh my God. That's me every day. Oh yeah, definitely. So I found this really cute little quote thing here. It says, it's easy to laugh at others, much harder to laugh at ourselves, but it's more rewarding. It lightens our lives. It brightens others' lives. It builds self-confidence and self-worth. So see, if you laugh at yourself, Will Fly said it's so much easier to laugh at others. Those failed vids on YouTube are about 90% of what I watch. And Tony says laughter is a cure for life, I think. Absolutely. It lightens our lives. It brightens others' lives. It builds self-confidence and self-worth. That's very important. It endures us to others, and life is too short to take too seriously. Time spent laughing is time spent with the gods. So, pretty cool. Bill H says, I lost my phone on the steering wheel right in front of me. Oh my gosh. That's funny. That's funny. Only one time. Have you ever literally lost a cell phone? I did that one time when the cell phones first came out. Munchkin and I were walking in the snow last night, and she said, it's almost like ice crystals, as she realized how dumb that was to say. Oh, no, not at all, Munchkin. Not at all. I think, gosh, when I see that, it does look like ice crystals. Sometimes when the sun hits the snow, it's pretty. And hanging on the trees, and the sun comes out, and just you can see on the trees all the snow, and it sparkles. It's pretty. It's really pretty. So I learned some things because I was studying the word motivation, right? And the different meanings of motivation. And I learned a word, and I'm sure Will Fly, because he's so knowledgeable on these big words, that I learned the meaning of. You guys got to tell me what you think it means. It's called extrinsic. It's external motivation. Extrinsic, EXTRINSIC. Is that how you say it? Tony said, but Munchkin ain't a blonde, just saying. Oh, Mr. Vegas. Whoa, Mr. Vegas. Have you guys heard that word before? Extrinsic? It's external, extrinsic. Yes, Scuba. Yes. Extrinsic. It's called it's a word, it's called external motivation. And so external motivation means doing from an ego standpoint. How, like, you want to impress people and say, hey, how do I look? We want to look like we're cool. And whatever external validation is going on to keep us motivated. So you want to be like, hey, look at me, kind of thing. That is external motivation. And then the other one, it's spelled the same, except it's intrinsic motivation, and that's eternal motivation. So we have external and we have internal motivation. So what do you think? Internal motivation comes from an individual, core values, character, which makes us come alive, people we love. That's internal. External is how can I impress, how can I impress other people, how cool I am, motivate myself to, to get people to like me, kind of thing. And then the other one is internal. So I'm going to ask some questions here. So what do you think you guys are? Do you think you're an internal motivator or an external motivation? What motivates you? Internal, external, in extrinsic or intrinsic. I can't say it, so I knew I was going to be in trouble. Scott says it's related to being extroverted. You crave attention and giving attention and don't keep it to yourself. External at loud levels. Yes. Internal. Okay, so Will said he's internal. Okay. And Bill said same. Scuba says external at loud levels. This is interesting. Okay. All right. It's related to being, and I love all these answers, you guys. I like all this inputs. So I'm going to get to the questions here. All right. And then you can answer. You can answer in the chat. Okay. All right. Y'all ready? Everybody listening? Okay. We're all sitting around the campfire. We're going to ask questions. Scuba says my stomach has internal sounds when I lay down that may you wonder what the heck is going on in there. And Angela said I'm extrinsically a cheerleader. There you go. There you go. Yeah, I like to motivate others. That's what I like to. I like to inspire and motivate other people. You get motivation by interaction, not by keeping it to yourself. I'm fairly introverted, believe it or not. Okay, so we're going to go to the first question, and then you can put it in the chat, okay, what you think. Okay, so you guys tell me, number one, what motivates you? So put it in the chat. What motivates you? These are some cool questions. So what motivates me? So you put in yours, and then I'll tell you what motivates me. I get motivated, like when I watch my podcasts on the TV, all day or whatever. There's some things that'll motivate me to, like in the summer, I watch my live stream, like Facebook Live with all the workout Facebook Live from the gyms and stuff. And that motivates me to get out and walk. And Will Fly says, I say you can be motivated by an external source, such as being motivated to learn to fly. Okay, watch another succeed, motivated by something that will have a great result in the end. That's a good one, Scuba. Scott says, trying to better my knowledge. It's for me. I don't do it for anyone but me. Motivation for what? It's like you get up to go to work or whatever. What motivates you to get up in the morning to go to work? And Tony said, just doing my time, just saying. Like maybe you don't feel like going out and walking or you want to do that, but there's always something that's going to motivate you. Okay, paycheck. There you go. Angela says, justice, kindness, compassion, and fairness. There you go. I love these answers. Scuba says, don't know where that came from. That's okay. Walter. Hi, Walter. I get my motivation from watching others doing work. There you go. My sugar from Australia is in the house. What's up, Walter? We all know it's tomorrow because Walter's in the house. Everybody say, hey, Walter. Okay, Bill H says, I slept in this morning until 10. Hi, Greg Laney. What's up? Welcome. Greg Lane is still working, but doing some, I lost him here. That chat's going so fast. Let me see. Still working, but doing some multitasking to hang out at the Treehouse. Nice. Thank you. And everybody's saying hi to Walter, and Bill H says he didn't get. Hey, there was one day last week, Bill, I didn't get up till 10 o'clock. You know why? Because I can. Sometimes I just don't feel like getting out of bed. Wintertime. Look outside. Yeah, it's cold and you're retired. That's right, Bill. Touche. That's right. It's cold and we're retired. Let's see. Will can sleep till, Scuba says Will can sleep till 1 or 2 as you beat. Well, we love our sleep. I just love doing this for y'all. I really do. Okay, so second question, okay. What challenges are you looking for? Like what challenges are you looking for as far as challenges to get you more motivated? Like what's a challenging thing to get you motivated? I just found these on Google, these questions. I thought they were kind of cool. What challenges? I love to be challenged. Challenge is, I think, challenge is a part of being motivated. That's what I think. Like even with Greg Laney, he wrote his book. Well, something had to motivate Greg Laney to want to write a book. So, how about other people? Will says, and sitting on the pot now while the Rumba's in their vacuum. Thank you, Will, for sharing that. It's okay, got to go sometime, right? And the Rumba's in their vacuuming. I need one of those. In the house, in the apartment, a Roomba. Maybe they'll go down in price by the time I start when I buy one. Will says submersive has to do it. Okay. That's a big word. Submersive has to do it. What does that mean, Will? Submersive has to do it? Subversive has to do it? Someone has to do it. Yes. Will, no need to know, mate. Tony said, does the dog chase it, Will? That's funny. Does the wiener chase the Roomba? So what challenges you to Miss Molly would go crazy with that thing going around the house. Oh my gosh. She wouldn't know what the heck it was. I challenge myself, I challenge myself to be better than I was yesterday. That's what I do. Yes. Okay, we'll go on with the next question. can you describe a time when you were particularly motivated to achieve a goal? Can you put your answers in the chat? Can you describe a time when you were particularly motivated to achieve a goal? I wanted to get 3 fly, because I went to all the flying, or I went up in the air. I wanted to go up a third time, and it motivated me. That motivated me to want to go up there again. So I was very motivated to achieve that goal, to go up in the air. Yeah. Can you describe a time when you were particularly motivated to achieve a goal? Whether it be exercise, running, walking. We are motivated to learn to fly. There you go. Yeah, I thought these were cool questions, and it could have a lot to do with flying, for sure. When Tony said, when I started skydiving and wanted to be like the rest of the guys that I was jumping with, needed to be a better flyer. Oh, that's cool. Good. I love these answers. Walter says, yes, to build and finish my PPC of 7.5 years. There you go. I like these answers. I appreciate all my chatters. Thank you I have to just say thank you for everybody for being here tonight. You guys all mean a lot to me, really do. And you all keep me motivated to keep doing this every week, every Thursday. And then I get motivated because I want to make you guys feel good and make you kind of think about things and stuff. And it's kind of fun. So get the brain, always keeping the brain busy. Mine never stops. It's 24/7. Even when I go to sleep, it's still going crazy. Walter said, sleeping in, couldn't wait to get a jump start on his weekend. There you go. There you go. Okay, so the next one is number 5. Okay, those are really good answers, everybody. How do you stay? Okay, this is a good one. How do you stay motivated during difficult tasks? So you guys that are still working. This is a good question. Greg said, Walter says, Greg, I need 10 hours of sleep. I can't imagine. I don't think I've ever done 10 hours, though. Usually I'm asleep by 12:30, 1 o'clock. And then I'm up by 8 o'clock or 8:30. So Scuba says, I may have a surprise guest show up during my show tomorrow. The Parapeats will know who it is. Oh, cool. I'm looking forward to that, Scuba. Yeah, check out Scuba Vape Show tomorrow night, peeps, if you're listening, my viewers and all that. Yeah, where's Cowboy tonight? Yeah, I knew there was somebody missing. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I love it. I love it when we get guests on the show. I'm I get pretty excited about it. So you guys, okay, so what do you, how do you stay motivated during difficult tasks? So like maybe at work or something that you particularly don't want to do, a chore maybe at home I really don't want to do. What motivates you? What motivates you to get that task done? They said they have been on Sean's show, though. I can't think who it is. He's giving little hints. I sent him a link to the show. Oh, so you know who it is, Bill? Oh, you sent him the link. You sent Cowboy the link? Is that what you're saying, Bill? You sent Cowboy the link? Will Fly, so that doesn't narrow it down too much. Tony said Butch. Oh, wow. That would be different. Scuba says, I could say one word, but it's a dead giveaway. Who is it? Who is it? You could say one word. You did say somebody. You did say somebody was staying at your house or something on Thursday, or was that? I'm thinking another Thursday. What does the, okay. For me, okay, thank you, Scott. For me, got to do the right thing. If it's on my task list, I drudge through it and get it done. Some things are minor tasks if I have time. And John, oh, he said, yes, you sent John a link to the show. Okay, thank you. Will fly, drone. Scuba says, okay, I will say the one word. Yes, drone. Oh, I know who it is. I think I know who it is. Is it Ryan Rides? Is it Ryan Rides? Who does the drone shows? Ryan? Is that who it is? Who does the shows? Ding, ding. Oh, cool. Cool. He's awesome. Oh, that's cool, Scuba. I'm looking forward to that. Yeah, Ryan Rides. Yep. Very cool. How fun. Yeah, I'm really working on next month to try and get guests on the show. And since I used to do it, for Sean's show for how many years and stuff, but it's so easy for me just to ask people, if they want to be a guest. So next month's going to be fun. Scuba says spending the night as he makes a trip to Florida. Oh, okay. Okay. Nice. Scott says, yep, Scuba isn't good at keeping secrets. He talked about last week. Still amazed he kept his proposal secret. Oh, funny. How funny. So, Scott, you did answer my question, but everybody else in the chat didn't answer it. How do you stay motivated during difficult tasks? Tony, when you're at work, how do you stay motivated when there's a difficult task coming up and you get up in the morning, you know that you got something that's going to be a little extra crazy that day. How do you motivate yourself to get it done? To go to work and get that task done. That my motivation, I guess, at work, if there was something that I knew that I would have to do that day, is Tony said, take a shot of whiskey. There you go. That's funny. That's funny. I thought these were kind of cool questions, though, because we were talking about, staying motivated. Oh, it's a spam call. Maybe Estelle calling me. Oh, good Lord. Let me mute this. That's funny. Is it done? Okay. Thank God. You never know. It came up on my phone, spam call. It did. It said spam call. So I don't answer it. Got to be careful answering those spam calls, We could talk about spam calls if you want. Maybe this is kind of boring. Am I boring tonight, everybody? Tell me if I'm boring, because I can change the subject like that. Because I'm like squirrel, okay? I can just and I can change it up like really quick. Really quick. Yes. So we don't have to stay on the motivation thing. I got some really good answers though. And Bill said, no, take it live. No, the phone call? No. Tony said, actually saw the Dominator flying at the flying circus. It's still out there. Oh, wow. Really? Interesting. Will said, you're doing good. Just be you and talk about whatever you want. Thanks, Will. You guys are awesome. You do. You keep me motivated. I'm always like, oh, I hope they're not getting bored with me. What provider do you have? Verizon is good at tagging spam calls on my iPhone. Well, I have an Android and AT&T phone. So, yeah, I rarely get spam calls. Seriously, that is weird. That's weird. And a lot of times, if I don't recognize the phone number, I won't answer it. And I'm like, if they want to leave a phone, leave a message, then I'll listen. I'll play back the message if they want to leave a message. If not, it must not be important. So, yeah. Remember the call? Remember the what do they call the phones with the caller ID? My mom still has her phone on the wall with the battery. She has to keep it charged, a cordless phone, and she has caller ID. Let's see. I didn't know black squirrels existed until I went to Washington, D.C. The more you know. Black squirrels? We got black squirrels here. Seriously. That's all I see here are black squirrels. Darn, missed the star. Yeah. And I still, in the neighbors over across the parking lot or whatever, I see sometimes I see 3 or 4 black squirrels going up and down through the trees. Isn't that funny? Get on the subject of squirrels. I wonder how many different colors there are squirrels. Now, downstate, they were brown squirrels. Okay, you guys. All right. This is really getting squirrely here. Okay. We are getting really squirrely. I watch this. Okay. So I watch some of my podcasts. It's JLR Investigates. And I watch his podcast, his stuff every day because he always comes up with something. And so people are crazy, right? So the word that he says is, he said that people, and I learned a new word this week, and it's so true, wackadoodles. They say wackadoodles. People are wackadoodles. And so I thought that was really funny. He calls them not wacky people, but wackadoodles. So I thought I'd share that with you. But yeah, I had to say the squirrely thing. I did. Because, that's my other personality. It's like I can be having a conversation with somebody and then squirrel, and then I'm off to talking about something else. But I have much respect for the squirrels. Now, my son, not so much in the summer. My son Ryan and his wifey, they always keep they used to keep bird feeders out. I'm just going to warn you guys. They would keep bird feeders out off the deck, the back deck of the house. And the dang squirrels would eat all the bird food and make a total mess everywhere. The bird seed would be all over the deck. So yeah, I don't know. So in Arizona, so we have deck, they call it sun decks. I guess the Midwest people call it. Midwest people don't say patio, do they? Do they say I'm going to go out on the patio? I think that's more like, because Arizona, we used to call it the patio. We didn't call it the deck. I think Midwest, it's the deck, right? You go out on the sun deck. But in Arizona, whatever, they call it. Yeah, those see. And you talk about squirrels. What was the cartoon? Didn't they have a squirrel? What was the name of that squirrel that wasn't a cartoon, you guys and gals? What was the name of that squirrel? I know there was a cartoon with a squirrel. Who was it? Yeah, Rocky. Rocky and who else? Come on. I know the answer. Rocky and who's his buddy? Those are the best cartoons. Remember, you talk really funny. Rocky and Bullwinkle. Remember? Can you imagine having that name, Bullwinkle? Tony said, yeah, they were always looking out for free nut. Yeah, Bullwinkle. That's right. And Rocket J Squirrel. Now, there was one day, and I have it on my Facebook, when I was still in Arizona and I'd fly to Michigan and I'd stay at my sister's house downstate. And she had a beautiful sun deck, beautiful deck and nice furniture, everything. But they had this particular squirrel that would come and visit and make a mess of sometimes her flowers or her fairy garden that she had and all that. But I remember one time I was just standing inside the door and I watched the squirrel and I literally did a photo shoot of the squirrel. It's like he knew that I was taking his picture. So It's pretty funny. I got that on my Facebook. It was pretty cute. Tony said, "Does anyone still eat cereal and watch old cartoons?" I eat my cereal, and usually I watch some of my podcasts in the morning on the TV. All different things. But I remember doing that. Yeah, watching. I remember watching Lassie eat my. I sit down in the morning and eat cereal. Lassie. Um, Bill said, "I'll be back getting something to eat." Okay, Bill. All right. What's for dinner, Bill? Walter said, "Don't think so, Will." How many of you guys? How many of y'all have an air fryer? We talk air fryers. I love my air fryer that I got for Christmas for my son. They make the best. The air fryer cooks the best French fries ever. Yes. I love it. I love it. Greg says guilty. But I'm thinking, koala, let's see, Scuba said koala the down under squirrel. That's funny. Do they have squirrels in Australia? Aussie squirrels? I just wondered, if they have Aussie squirrels. Scott said, I watched the real Ghostbusters and Ninja Turtles. I like the Ghostbuster movie, the original one. Yeah. Yep. And I never did watch the Ninja Turtles, but let's see. Tony said air fryer is actually good for reheating French fries. Oh, I didn't think about that. Yeah. And cooking chicken. I cooked some boneless chicken breasts in the air fryer today. So good. So good. Silly Linda, they don't have squirrels in Australia. Jeez. Really? Huh. I didn't know that. Really? They don't have squirrels in Australia? I don't see why not. What's the temperature there, Walter? What's the temperature in Australia? Because I know it's cold here. Let me see. Let me see here. I'm looking at my phone. See how cold it is. It's 21 degrees. And Tony said they have kangaroos. Who remembers Captain Kangaroo? I remember Captain Kangaroo. Such strange stuff we used to watch. Captain Kangaroo. Walter from Australia. Walter says, I fed a squirrel up high in the Rockies apple, and he sat near me eating it with his hands. Oh, that's funny. That's funny. Okay, so Scuba says 25. So we're just a little bit cooler than you. It's 21. Yeah, 21 degrees. But well, looks like Scuba, you're gonna have to get you some. Oh, you had your. Did you wear your boots? Those new boots? Did you wear them in the snow, Scuba? The ones with the furs on them? Did you try them out in the snow? Let me know if you liked them. And yeah, Mr. Green Jeans. Yeah, he was the man. That's right. That's right. Mr. Green Jeans. And then the dancing bear, right? Is it dancing bear? Oh my gosh. Scott says, I remember Captain Kangaroo, but it was likely reruns when I watched it growing up. Oh, cool. So you did wear them in. Oh, you probably were so excited to put your new boots on and try them out in the snow. You got to be careful going down those steps. You don't slip. That had been a little different. Going down those steps with the snow on the steps. I bet that was different. Walter says 30C here now, 12:30 p.m. What is 30? 30 degrees? See, I'm looking forward to longer days and have the snow go away so I can start getting my walks, start walking again. Scuba says, which is why I shoveled, remember? Yes. Well, that was the first time then you had to shovel the steps. Will Fly said it was 90? 90 where you're at, Will? In South Carolina? You're in North Carolina or South Carolina? was trying to talk, maybe get Mark Honeycutt on here, but maybe he doesn't have good Wi-Fi out there. Maybe in his house, Scuba. Oh, Scuba said maybe in his house. Walter said no, August. Now I'm looking forward to well, we'll have our spring weather, but it'll still be cold. I gotta go. Love you guys. Blue skies, all. Thanks, Tony. See you later, dude. Bye, Angela. Love ya. We'll see you tomorrow night on Scuba Vapes. Appreciate y'all being here tonight. Like I said, you guys motivate me to do this every week. You really do. And Walter says Australia, Linda, but no squirrels in Australia. Walter, that's rubbish. No squirrels in Australia. See you, Tony and Angela. Greg said. Greg, how's that? Did you write? Greg, have you written any books lately? You've been staying busy writing books? Will Fly said where Walter is, double it and add 30 to go from C to F. Get you in the ballpark. Oh, I see, Will. Okay. Not even in the zoos? The Australia zoos? I can't remember the last time I was at the zoo. Maybe the San Diego Zoo. That was probably the last time I was at the zoo. Yeah. Now, when my boys were little and I had my little farm, that was my zoo. My little farm, we had everything. I miss that. I really miss that. Yeah, let's see. Greg says, got an idea for another, but it will be at least a year before anything comes to fruition for a new book. Too much to get done. Yeah. Did you sell a lot of books, though? And I'm working on getting Jeff Goyne on the show, too, guys. Yeah, I want to get Jeff Goyne on here. Remember, I DM'd him, and he said that he was on vacation, but I know Southwest. Did you guys see that? Southwest laid off a whole bunch of people. There's a lot going on right now. Holy moly. And Jeff works for Southwest Airlines. He's a pilot. So I wanted to get his input on a lot of stuff. Walter says, Scott, I've got a pet and he drops a dinner time. Okay. And Will said, I'm in North Carolina, 25 here. Okay. And Greg says, not quite making Mark McElroy money, but it was worthwhile, the experience. Oh, that's funny. Not quite making Mark McElroy money. Poor Mark. Miss that dude. God, we had fun when we did Sean's Sean's show. He's funny guy. I miss that. I really miss that. But yeah, and I was glad to be in the chat, on Shaney's show on Tuesday, and like I said, we send much love to you. That's for sure. I don't know if I'm going to do a show on the 6th. Because y'all going to be at the fly-in. So I don't know if I'm going to do a show or not. The following week I will. Scott said, Will Fly, do you know what a drop bear is? What's a drop bear? What's a drop bear, everybody? See, I did get y'all motivated because now you're all we're talking squirrely things now. And I could talk about my little farm like all day. Seriously. It's so funny, now people are like doing selfies, holding a dozen eggs in their hand. Who would have thought, right? Like saying they got $1 million sitting in their hands. I went to Walmart and I got the organic eggs and they were like $5. And the shelves were pretty empty, but I just grabbed the organic ones and no biggie, I know last year somebody brought me some fresh eggs because they have a really cool little farm and everything, and they raise all their animals to eat them and all that, little farm. But he brought me a dozen eggs, but I don't eat the eggs up fast enough to, get the fresh ones. So then they go bad. I don't even know how long fresh eggs stay in the fridge. Not the store bought, but the ones that are homegrown eggs or whatever, chickens, when they raise their chickens. But I used to do that. I had I'd go to the feed store and I'd pick up like 12 Rhode Island Reds, little chicks, little peepers, and I bring them home and put them underneath the light, and little heat lamp, keep them in the house in the back. I had a nice little back room, and I keep them in the back room, and little peepers, I call them, and those little things that are so cute, but boy, they grow fast. And then we had a chicken coop, so I didn't have to worry. I didn't worry about any coyotes or anything getting at them, and we had a lot of fun with them. We got so many eggs that literally my boys were going around to the neighborhood selling the chicken eggs for $1. And I had chickens, and I had 2 horses, and I used to board horses. I think I told you that I adopted a wild burro donkey from the Bureau of Land Management. They put every year they have an adoption. You could adopt a wild Mustang, which is a horse, in case you guys don't know. And we would also they had the burros, wild burros. And so I adopted a Jenny, which is a girl, and she was already in foal, which means she had a little baby. And so her baby was born in my backyard on my farm. And she had little Jack, which is the male. So we got 2 for 1. So it was kind of cool. We had so much fun with that. Can you imagine taking something out of the wild, and bring her to the house, and I put her she had a nice little pen, and I put a halter on her and a lead rope, and before I knew it, I was taking her out, walking around the yard and feeding her carrots, and this is something that grew up in the wild that didn't even know, So Scott says, my mom had a duckling when I was growing up. His name was Plucky. That's cute. Plucky. I used to call them all peepers. And Scott Savage just Googled it. It's like a snipe. Scott said, Google it. It's like a snipe. What's a snipe? Jeez, you guys. Now you got me all thinking. But yeah, I had a goat, and we had, what else? We had some geese. We had a couple of geese. I had some ducks, and a male and female duck. And let's see, Walter says now squirrels were introduced in Australia in the early 1900s. Bet became a pest, so they were oh no, really? They had to kill them? Oh my goodness. Paramount, you've never been snipe hunting? No, I've never been snipe hunting. No, I haven't done that. I'm seeing if somebody's messaging me because oh, okay. So that was my sis. She said, "You're gonna do awesome, sis." Well, then get in the chat, sister. But yeah, I had a couple horses, and being when I first moved to Arizona, I was just I lived in Michigan all my life, so I was like a little city girl. I didn't know nothing about horses. I really didn't, and but I sure learned quick, and I learned how to ride too. And we used to ride our horses in the preserve, the mountain preserve, and by the house, and that was fun. But yeah, I had chickens, and I had rabbits, and I had like I said, I had geese. I had a couple of ducks, and they had babies, little peepers. These little miniature, these little tiny ducks would run around the yard, and I had a pool for them and the boys, my little boys. I'm just glad that I got to do that. And my boys got to experience that when they were little. It was so important. to have them around that environment. And it taught my boys to respect animals too. If they had any friends that came over and they weren't respecting the animals, they were gone. They were gone. The friends, they weren't allowed to come back if they were mean to my animals. But I had the best time. I mean, the burros, right? Oh my gosh. They have the big ears and everything to listen. They can really listen really good. And they're actually, a lot of people keep burros on their ranch to keep the coyotes away, because the burros can literally, they can chase down a coyote and have them for lunch, and so a lot of people keep burros on their ranches to keep them away from the predators. And the donkeys, yeah. The burro I had, he was born in the backyard, right? Because we had 2 for 1. So I couldn't think of any Spanish names for them, so I had to think of something. And the only thing I could think of was I named the female. I named, because she didn't have a name when I brought her home, and she was, like I said, she was pregnant. I named her Tequila Sunrise, was the female, and the male was what did I name the male? I forgot what I named the male, but he was Tangeray. So it was Tequila Sunrise and Tangeray, and he was fun. And as the baby burro, as he got older, I could put a halter on him and lead rope, and my friend on the next street had a miniature donkey, and we would take them out and walk around the street with them and stuff. So good memories, I'm really blessed that I got to experience all that and I miss that farm life. I really do. I miss that's why when I go to the state fair, I always go through the what do you call, the petting zoo or the barn. You go visit all the barns and you see the horses and the pigs and all. Oh yeah, we raised a pig too. Yeah. My husband at the time, somebody at work gave him a little pig. The pig was like this big. And I was working and I come home from work and I look in this box, because he didn't tell me he was bringing a little oinky home. So when I came home, I heard this noise, a noise coming out of a box, and I looked in the box, and there was the kids named him Oinky. The kids came home from school, and they were so excited to see this little tiny pig in the box. And if Robert was here, he could tell you some stories. But I tipped the box over, and the pig took off and was scurrying through the house. And you know how they make that noise, wee, 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 as they're going through the house. It was hilarious. But I was like, what am I going to do with this thing, And it was pretty funny. But we raised him, and we raised the piggy. The kids named him Oinky, and he was like 400 pounds. Seriously. We kept him so long because I didn't want to kill him and eat him, but we did. We didn't kill him. He went to market, as you call it, and came back, he was pork chop then. I felt so bad. Every time I flip a pork chop, I say, I'm sorry, Oinky, I'm sorry. But the pork chops were the best, really good. They're really good. Scott says best name I've heard for a pig was Crispy Bacon. Crispy Bacon. That's a good one. Yeah, Walter, I miss the days. I miss those days. Yeah, I do. Walter says, right, Bill? So I'm fine till I can't remember. Great life, really. Yeah, I'm like that too. Sometimes I'll be talking to Ryan, talking to my son, and I'll tell him a story. And he'll be like, Mom, you told me that. I know you told me that before. Da, da. And I'm like, okay, well, just think when I'm not around anymore, then you'll be wishing I was telling you these stories. So then he goes, yeah, that's true. But yeah, so this is like fun. I'm just talking about random things here tonight. Yeah, it was hard, Will. And I remember that day. My husband's at the time, Ryan Robertstad, his friend came over and they had to get him to market and they had to winch him up into the back of the truck. And it was pouring down rain. It could have been like a movie. It was pouring down rain. And I'm crying, right? Don't hurt the pig. Don't hurt the pig. The pig is screaming. My husband's ready to pass out because, they're both trying to get this pig up in the back of the truck. We didn't have a horse trailer at the time, whatever. But yeah, it was a sad day. And let's see, Scott says, reminds me of my wife's grandpa. I heard the same story so many times, but I just listen. That's a good thing, Scott. It really is. Because yeah, I'll say, Ryan, remember when, and he'll be like, yeah, Mom, I remember. Yeah, you told me that story, Mom. You told me that story. I heard that story 100 times already. I'm like, well, you're going to hear it again 101 times. That's what I tell him. So, yeah, it was good. Some good stories as far as raising animals, taught me, but that was the only thing that we ate was the pig. I never ate any of my other animals that I had on the farm. Every time I'd go to the feed store, I'd come home with something. I had guinea pigs too. I had birds. I raised so many different birds. Like my back room was all birds. I had lovebirds. I had finches. I had parakeets. Eventually, a friend gave us an African gray. Not African gray. What was it? A Goffin cockatoo. A cockatoo. And she was something else. So we had a Goffin cockatoo. We had, the finches and lovebirds. And the lovebirds used to talk. They could talk. They did some talking. I had a cat. And I actually had a cat that my Goffin cockatoo and the Goffin cockatoo loved to eat cat food. So a lot of times I'd let him out of the cage and she would walk around on the floor, and stuff. And she would eat the cat food with the cat. Yeah, she did. She did talk. Yeah, the cockatoo. Yeah, she talked. Yeah. They would imitate everything. Everything I'd say. She would pick it up. When I would yell at the kids, I'd yell at the kids, you don't do that. You do not do that. When I point at the kids, one day I yelled at the kids and then she's in her cage or whatever. And she said, you don't, and you don't. Never, never, never. That's what she used to say. Because I tell the kids, you never do that. So she picked up on it like she had a vocabulary. Yeah. And then I had an African gray too. That was later on or whatever. But the African gray, same thing. That bird could talk. She loved music. She loved to dance and stuff. So I always had animals around me. Always. When I lived in Arizona, I had all my doggies. I always had animals around and then of course I was married to one. Yeah. But I enjoy I have to think, like Scott says, there was one in a pet store I went to as a wee one, probably 4, that would say, hey, little girls. Yeah, they can talk. Yeah. Yeah. They're funny. One of my birds used to say, cooking dinner? Did you get it? Because I would throw the ball for the dog, the dogs. And she would say, did you get it? And then she'd whistle. She'd whistle for the dogs and it sounded just like me. It's funny. But I think the whole thing is, like I said, I'm an animal person and I couldn't take my dogs because I told you when I moved in 2021, I was staying with Mom and Mom had a German Shepherd. So I couldn't, Walter says good night. I almost go for a funeral. Oh no, Walter, I'm sorry. That's never fun. Gosh. All right, Walter. Enjoy the rest. Just have a good day anyway, okay? Hugs, Sugar. All right, Sugar? You take it easy. Take care of yourself. Take care of yourself. Yeah, it seems like like I said, I couldn't bring my dogs because my mom already had a German Shepherd. And so, my ex took the big dogs, and then I had my little dog, and I had to find a home for him because I couldn't bring him with me, to Michigan, and it was really, really hard. But gosh, it just seems like I really like I love living by myself, because it seems like even as my first marriage or whatever, I don't know about you guys, but there was always somebody living with us. There's always a relative or somebody was always living with us, and yeah, so that was, my first marriage. It was my brother-in-law. He lived in the back. He lived in a trailer in the backyard, because we had a big yard on the farm. So he lived with us. And then we had this other gal that decided to live with us. And gosh, and then of course, getting divorced, and then my second husband, same thing. We always had somebody living with us. We had his dad living with us for a while and stuff. And so now that I moved here, and how, everything, life takes crazy turns, right? And now I like my time, my alone time. I don't mind it. I don't mind it at all. A lot of people think, oh, maybe you should, get someone to move in with you or whatever. I'm like, heck no. I'm perfectly happy with my life. And but yeah, it always seems like I always had somebody. Was that with you guys too, or no? That seemed like I always had somebody living in the house. It never was just. I'm not talking about my children, of course, but it seems like we always had somebody. We had somebody living with us that rented the room. We had rented out a room for her or whatever, and so yeah, that was fun times. So I cherish my every day. I cherish my life every day, and I cherish all you guys. And I'm so happy that you're here tonight. And like I said, next week we have Sean will be in the house, and he's really looking forward to it. And so I'll make sure that that you're all here. I don't know if I'm going to do a show on the 6th or not, because you guys are all going to be you're going to be at the Five for Gauge. So I don't think you'll be. Will you be jumping in the chat on when you're at Five for Gauge, or no? Maybe because the Wi-Fi, you won't have Wi-Fi there. Just wondering, because I don't know if I'm going to do a show on the 6th or not. I'm trying to decide, because you guys, you're always here on Thursdays. So I don't know. I don't know. But the show's rolling around pretty good. I'm getting a lot of views. My views keep building up. Okay, Will said we could try to jump on then. And Scott said you'll be at home? All right. Okay. Then I'll figure something out. I will. If you're going to jump in and say hi or whatever, that'd be really cool. I'd appreciate that. Maybe I could even give one of you a link to the studio or whatever, and you can do a live from where you're at. Whoever's doing the live show over there, right? On their phone or whatnot, I could send either you a link, Will, to the stream, or Scuba, and then I could see you guys, could see you all on the screen. be live and like in the studio. Could do that too. So yeah, and I hope the weather is going to be really nice for you and everything on this in Florida. I hope that I hope that all goes good for you. And I know Shaney's going to need a lot of help, and he's got the family, he's got you all there to help him with everything, and so I'm really happy about that. That'll be they'll be okay and everything. But all in all, I'm pretty see Scuba sitting in his laptop charger again. Oh yeah, remember that? He was sitting on it. That was funny. That was funny. Yeah, I remember that. That was pretty good. That was pretty funny. Oh my goodness. Yeah, life takes, like I said, life takes crazy turns. Really, it really does. But I am the happiest that I've ever been, and I do the show for you. I do it for me to motivate myself. I do it to inspire other people like my age to, pursue your dreams. Pursue something that you like to do, and so this show motivates me. You guys motivate me to do this every Thursday, and it's like I even looked it up to see the percentage of how many. I might as well be 70, right? I mean, it's close enough. I haven't painted in a while, Will Fly, but thank you for asking. I need to look at Danny's in the house. Hey, Danny, we were talking about you today. I was saying with the cool little stream that you had going to Taco Bell. That was funny. Jumped on. I just have to be scrolling through YouTube like I do all day. And no, I need to paint something. You're right. I haven't done any in a while. I've got some old paintings that I should bring out to show you guys what I've done in the past. You've seen some of my paintings on Facebook too, but I love to paint. I do. That keeps motivated. I keep a journal every day. I've kept a journal now for going on 3 years. It's really cool because I can look back. That's when I first, started writing my journal. And when I first started writing my journal, that was, 2 years ago. I started writing it because I wanted to keep track. The day that I stopped drinking, I started writing my journal. And this way I could keep track of how many days that's been since I quit drinking. And I just like to inspire other people too. That being sober, it's not a bad thing. It really isn't. Talking about sobriety, it's like, I remember I couldn't socialize unless I had a drink in my hand, if we were out somewhere or whatever. I thought, oh man, I can't be myself if I don't have a drink in my hand, if I'm not drinking. And it got to be where, what do they call it? A closet drinker. And so that was kind of me. I'll be honest with you, because this is what the show's about. So I can inspire other people. But I thought I had to drink every day. Usually about 2:00. I remember working. I would get up at 3 a.m, go to work, get home at 2 p.m, right? And between 2 and 3, as soon as I got home, I pour a glass of wine. But what I would do is I'd have it in a cup, a little tumbler, and I'd have like I put just, like a quarter of a thing of wine in there, and I'd sip that wine. And I would do that till 7:00 at night. I'd sip wine till 7:00 at night, and then I go to bed. And so that's pretty much. And when I lived with mom and dad, same thing. I was drinking my wine the whole time, every day. I had to have that glass of wine. And one day I just decided I wasn't enjoying it anymore. And I prayed about it. And I called Robert and everything, and I prayed about it, and I cried, and I said, I can't do this anymore. And that was it. I never looked back. I just stopped. I just cold turkey, done, finish. And I didn't go to classes. I didn't have to go to, the AA classes and all that stuff. Yes, Will, that's right. We all got our demons. That's right. And that's why I'm sharing my story with you. And I'm not ashamed of it. Like Will said, we all have our demons. And people listening out there, I just decided, and there's all different, there's different meanings of alcoholism, alcohol, whatever. I know I'm going to a dark place, but Will said, I can't stop petting my wiener. Oh my gosh. Oh, Will, I tell you what. Yeah. So and so I just stopped drinking and I wanted to start taking better care of myself mentally and everything, because seriously, when I moved in with mom and dad, it was I was going through a big healing process. It was hard. It was really hard, and so live with mom and dad I love that. I love them, and I miss you, Daddy, in heaven. But staying with them, it was stressful for all of us. And just living with mom and dad taught me a lot about myself and about my parents, being in their 90s and living with them. Thank you, Bill. Bill said, I'm happy for you. Yeah, so I'm not ashamed to share my story, because that's exactly what happened. Seriously, I would go through, and I'll tell you, I'll be honest, and if anybody's listening or whatever, I thought that I drank a lot, and I would go through a box of wine, because I'd buy wine, box wine in the box, right? And I would drink a box of wine. I would go through a whole box of wine a week. And I could go from Wednesday, like I could buy a box on Wednesday, and I can guarantee by Wednesday, the following Wednesday, it'd be empty. And I kept doing this for years. And I remember in my 50s, in my 40s, I got divorced, and when I was in my 40s, and it was party time. And so, I met my second husband, whatever, but that was all, it was all party hardy. And when I had my boys with me, I didn't drink. I had to be somebody had to be sober in the house. And so I didn't really drink till after I got divorced and everything. But I would try and quit, and I would quit for like 6 months, and then I would start up again. But this time, I just decided that Bill said, I found out that I was the problem, not the alcohol. Yeah, I wasn't enjoying it anymore. And like I said, I was going through a whole box a week. And even though, family would say, you don't drink that much, that's not bad. That's, it's only, going through a box of wine a week. It scared me. It did. It really did. And I thank God gave me a wake-up call. I started feeling like this conviction, and I was not enjoying it anymore. Like I said, I just decided one day, 2 years ago, it was in July, 2 years in July, that I didn't want it anymore. And I didn't like feeling that anxiety. Kind of like when you smoke cigarettes and you run out of cigarettes and you panic. Well, I started getting these panic attacks because I'm like, oh my God, I'm getting low on my wine, and and I don't get my monies till next week, or what am I going to do? And so I just decided enough was enough, and I just stopped. Thank you, Will. Make me cry. Yeah, I do deserve happiness. I do. That's right. And so, yeah, that's my story. I just, like I said, I never looked back. And you know, what's crazy? It's like, even Ryan, you know, my son Ryan, he stopped drinking like, gosh, it's been 7 years. Ryan hasn't drank 7, 8 years now. I may be wrong, but I know he stopped drinking a long time ago. And the thing is, nobody pressured me to stop drinking or anything. You know, I had to do it. I did it for me. Not because somebody told me. And the same thing, if somebody's drinking, they have to want to quit. And you know what? No, Will said, have you made a lot of new friends since you moved into your apartment? I only meet, like, when I go on my walks or I go to the college. You know, this is such a small town. It's hard to meet people. You know, I go to the Friendship Center. That's a senior center. And the women outnumber the men pretty much in there. So it's kind of hard to meet people. And the ones that if I do meet them, all they want to do is go sit in the bar and drink. And I don't do that anymore. You know, I've been there, done that. Belly up at the bar, I call it, you know, all day. I remember with my second husband or whatever, you know, we'd spend our Sundays in the Moose Lodge. And that's all good. If that's what you want to do, you know, enjoy whatever. You know, do what you got to do. But yeah, it was like Sundays was pretty much, yeah. And even then, I was drinking every day back then. And I was always like telling myself, I need to quit, you know. But yeah, so they call this, where the town that I live in, they call it Ice Island. And that's because most of the guys, they work all day and then they go to the bar after work. And I don't want somebody like that. You know, I was married to somebody that, yeah, my first marriage, that when we first got married, you know, he'd go to the bar all the time. And I wasn't a drinker then either. Seriously, I wasn't. But so yeah, I don't want to be around somebody that's, you know, thinks they have to have you know, have to drink all the time. But I love it up here. You know, I love it up here. And I feel like when I go to the Friendship Center and the gals are all pretty much my age, maybe a little older, I think that I think they get intimidated by me because of my energy, because I have a lot of energy. And I think a lot of them, you know, like the women always check out the women. The guys there, they could care less, but the women check out the women like, who's this bitch, you know? And so I don't know. I didn't feel really comfortable going to Friendship Center because I feel like I'm not old yet. I'm not to that place yet where I have to go and have lunch at the Friendship Center, at the senior center. Scott says Kalamazoo, small town. I know a dude in Grand Rapids. Yeah, I love it up here, and I wouldn't move. I know my mom, you know, my mom and my sis, they live downstate, and my sister-in-law, they all live downstate. But I like it up here. Where I'm like 4 hours away from family. Will said, yeah, my sister lives in Grand Rapids. Yeah, my baby sis lives in Grand Rapids. And Will says, I think it would surprise you how many people just don't drink. There's got to be something you could click into that's both fun and free. Yeah, I appreciate that, Will. Yeah, I'm sure there is. I mean, my daughter-in-law always tells me, you need to go, you know, go and have lunch at the center, at senior center. It's like $3 and go hang out, you know, just go in there and hang out with everybody. I remember, well, a couple years ago, I did go to the center. I dressed up. It was Halloween. They had a Halloween party, a Halloween contest. So I was Superwoman. You guys remember that? I was Superwoman. So yeah, me and my friend, a friend came and picked me up, and we went to the center, senior center, for the to to do the contest, and that was fun. We had a good time. Seriously, Will said, if I want to get drunk, all I have to do is stand up. All I have to do is stand up fast. Works every time. No kidding. I tell you what, yeah, with, I have vertigo, so it comes and goes. And it's weird. If the temperature is different, maybe if it's getting ready to rain or the thermos, I don't know. I feel like thermals or whatever they call it, like feel really heavy. It's weird. When I walk around the house with the vertigo, I don't get headaches. I don't get nauseous or anything. But some days it's like I feel just off balance. I feel just a little bit off balance. And it depends on the weather. Especially if the weather changes drastically, but I know what you're saying about getting up fast. Yeah, when I wake up in the morning or whatever, I have to sit up and just sit on the bed for like 10 minutes. Because it's just part of getting older, It just is what it is. But I live a blessed life, and I love my life. I love being sober. I had to find something when I did quit drinking. I'm like, well, what am I going to do? Because every day, living with mom and dad, right? 5:00, I would have happy hour, and I'd call my sis, and we'd chat for an hour. And because I always, I needed somebody to talk to, live with mom and dad and everything. It was a good experience for me and everything. But I just remember that I had to have that, that wine every day. And then, it was like I said, I just remember that I drank every day when I was staying there. I got off track here. But yeah, I didn't feel the vertigo start happening probably till 2021. Think about it too. When I first moved with mom and dad, we were still in the COVID, right? So my dad was so paranoid about it all that I literally, when I first moved there, I had to wear a mask in the house, because my dad, made me wear a mask or whatever. And I was like, geez Louise. But eventually, after about a week or so, that got old. So my mom told me, you don't need to wear a mask anymore. So that was the end of that. But yeah. Scott says, night all, got to go to work tomorrow. And it's almost 10 o'clock. And it might snow tomorrow, so I'm calling a bit early. All right, Scott. Well, I'm glad we had this conversation. You guys, I appreciate every one of you, and I'm glad that, I share my story with y'all, and I share it because this is on YouTube, that people are going to hear my story, and I say it to inspire other people. And I want to inspire people to say they're never too old to try new things, right? So this is what I do. And it's really crazy because the people that I am in contact with pretty much, that I can that I chat with or my DMs or whatnot, are all in their, maybe they're all in their 50s or early 60s. I don't have any 70-year-old girlfriends. I really don't. I had a gal that was 90, but she passed away a couple years ago that I used to call. But Will Fly said, Paramount, hey, call anytime if you want. Oh, thanks, Will. I really appreciate that. Yeah, I do. Thanks, Scott. I appreciate everybody. But like I said, I'm loving life. I love living up here. Like I said, summertime, I get out the door and I do my walks in the afternoon. And you seen what I walk my 5-6 miles around the bayfront and everything, and I just love it. Would I want to meet somebody sometime, someday, whatever? Sure. Everybody wants somebody in their life, But I just look at it. God hasn't found that person yet. And so he's waiting. So there's so many things, so many things that when you go through late, and that's another thing maybe we'll hit on next week or the week after about relationships and when you go through divorces and stuff. That's very hard. It's very hard. And it takes years to heal from that. I'm not saying this to, I don't want anybody to feel sorry for you, whatever. Things happen. But I'm here to inspire other people. But I find sometimes there's situations where I can't deal with certain things like conflict. I cringe, it's weird. Like the conflict stuff, I'm not good at that yet. And so, because there's some things that it's weird. There'll be things that, I might be with Ryan and Leslie or whatever, and we'll be talking about stuff. And there might be certain things that go on. Maybe I'm at the store and there's a couple that's at the store or whatever, and they're arguing or whatever. I get all panicky, like I don't like to see people argue and fight and all that stuff. So that part, I guess, what do you call that? Post syndrome. What's it called, Will? But I can't, I can't, it's hard for me. It's still hard for me. So way down in there, my confidence is way up there now, but sometimes there's things that'll trigger things that happened to you in the past, so, and I'm sure that we're all human, and I'm sure that's happened. Anybody who's listening, that's happened to you guys from, yeah. There'll be certain things that, I don't know, just little things or whatever. Some things will come up and it'll trigger different feelings in me, and I'll start crying, like there was one day, the kid downstairs, he was, Leslie came to pick me up, right? And I went up, she came up the stairs, I'm upstairs to grab all my stuff, and she's going down the stairs, and apparently we were too loud. And Ryan was in the truck waiting for me. Leslie came and got me or whatever, and I went down the stairs. Well, the dude came around the corner, and it's just a young kid, and I'm standing there behind Leslie, and he's thinking that Leslie is me, and he starts yelling at her, "What the heck's wrong with you?" And I just started shaking, okay? And he started yelling at her. And then Ryan got out of the truck, and he got in that kid's face, and he said, "What are you been doing?" kind of thing, So that just triggered yeah. So it happens once in a while, but not too often. So that's why I love my life. I love my quietness and everything, because I had to deal with a lot of stuff before I moved to, selling my house and all that stuff. There was a lot of things, and I had to deal with a lot of that too. So, but I'm at a good place in my life, and this is where I belong and all that. And you guys, like I said, when I started my paramotoring, my first paramotor ride, it changed my life. Totally changed my life. It brought out confidence I didn't even know I had. It took me way out of my comfort zone, because I was still doing a lot of healing when I first moved here in the 2022, went up and did the flying and all that. So it really helped me a lot. But yeah, so I pray every day. I pray about it every day, and I'm like I said, God's been really good to me, and I'm blessed to have all you in my life. And definitely will, if I need to talk about something, whatever, I know I can call you or whatever. And Danny, I hope I inspired you with my story, because that's what the show's about. And I'm not ashamed to tell my story, and that we're all human and things happen, and I've grown a lot the last 3 years. Everything that, all the stuff, all the different things I've experienced since I've moved to Michigan and all that, moved back with family, and everybody's been so supportive, and they've always been so supportive of me. And so it's pretty cool. But I'm not going to keep y'all. It is almost 10 o'clock. And let's see. I thought I wrote something down to read, like the last. Oh, yeah, I got it here in my book. You know how I read my motivation thing for the last, for everybody. And I appreciate y'all hanging with me tonight. I really do. Even if my listeners are there listening, doing the show is very therapeutic for me. It is, because I am a happy person. You guys know that. And I say silly things, and I like silly people, and I like people that like to talk about life and laugh and all that stuff. So I'm going to read this really quick. Okay, so everybody can listen, my listeners and viewers and all that. I so appreciate you being here tonight, and I'm me just sharing my talking stories, talking motivation, and you guys motivated me. When you do this, okay, so it says, when you do the things you do with love, you can give life a gleam that most people only carry a glimpse of your. Okay, I read it again. Sorry. When you do the things you do with love, you give life a gleam that most people only carry a glimpse of. Your attitude affects the outcome of so many things. So see, we talk about the attitude and motivation, all that. Smiles inspire smiles. Reaching out brings people in. Looking on the bright side doesn't entail being naive and donning rose-colored glasses. It simply means leaving the cynicism and complaining to someone else, someone who will spend their whole life wondering why good things don't come their way. So we've always been around like complainers, the complainers. Being a positive person, someone who looks forward to so much, is not only rewarding, it's refreshing. The wisest people on earth are those who have a hard time recalling their worries and an easy time remembering their blessings. So, yeah. So take that with you. And yeah, Danny was here. Yeah. So thank you everybody for listening to my story. Like I said, I do it for my chatters, my viewers, my listeners. I so appreciate, because I know you're watching, because I watch my viewership to see who would watch the show and everything. And if you're out there listening, make sure you subscribe to my show, Paramount USA, Lindy's Treehouse. Subscribe, hit the notification bell so we can, you can be here every Thursday. You don't miss out on a show. And my show is about inspiring other people, that you have a choice what you want to do with your life, and you can change it. If you're not happy, then change it. Don't stay stuck. What did they say? You're only stuck if you stop. And that is my thing. I'm going to leave that with you guys and my gals and who's ever listening. You're only stuck if you stop. So keep moving, keep yourself motivated, keep positive things. That's why I write in my journal every day, and keep happy things going. So we'll see you, Scooby-Doo, tomorrow night, Scuba Vapes. We got on Tuesday night, Never Trust the Skinny Stuff Shaney show is on Tuesday. And then Thursday night, Paramount USA, Lindy's Treehouse. And then Friday, of course, we've got Scuba show, Scooby-Doo and Munchkin. So I'm looking forward to tomorrow night, your show tomorrow night, Scuba. And thank you so much. You're all like family to me. Much love. I love the hearts. You know me, I love hearts. So I will see you guys. See you all next in the chats and all that stuff. I'll see you tomorrow night in the chat. And y'all be safe. Be careful, Scuba, on those steps. And go get a sled and go sledding tomorrow or something. Go sledding in your backyard. I don't know. But, or do snow angels or something. But anyway, so I'm going to end the stream, and much love. God bless. Thank you, chatters. Thank you, everybody, for joining. Thanks, Danny for stopping by, and Scuba and Scotty and Angela and Tony and Walter and Greg Laney. Did I miss anybody else? So I appreciate everybody stopping by tonight and listening to my story and talking squirrel. We got a little squirrely for a while. That was pretty fun. And we did talk motivation, and it was a good night. I'm happy. It was a good night. So much love to all you guys and gals. And we will see you later. Have a good week, rest of your weekend, okay? Y'all be safe. Don't forget, Jesus loves you. Say your prayers. He's the best, okay? He's the best. Love ya. Bye, everybody. I'm going to end the stream. Thank you. Appreciate y'all. Bye-bye.